I feel the nature of the role that Vinnie Paz has to play for Islam is similar to Brandy and Cigars pertaining to Allah, because Allah is seeking His pleasures, although He may not tell anyone about it, but I'm convinced that is the case. Therefore, let's keep things mighty pleasurable. I mentioned Allah and the pleasure He sought. I earnestly believe that you're as Jack in the Box. Your relativity to the nature of Islam in its purest form is far from anything warm. You rap with a vendetta. You know you're a radical, and therefore your purpose is nothing masterful. Allah is using you to fulfill His darkest dreams. You want to revenge, the ends justify the means. Please remain grateful, you truly are privileged. He's giving you leeway for your lyrical illness. Allah would never give you more rope than you needed. The one thing that was certain was that you'd attract Jesus. And this should bring us now to cigars and brandy. As a higher being, that's the way to really see. He's politicking with the other gods and goddesses, and Vinnie Paz, baby, you're a horse in the race. Brandy and cigars in a room with gentlemen. So it seems you've become prevalent. There's a little more if you're remaining relevant, and that's for you to shed your skin because you're far too devilish. Brandy and cigars in a room with gentlemen. So it seems you become prevalent. There's a little more if you're remaining relevant, and that's for you to shed your skin because you're far too devilish. How can the Christian God be under Allah? How can Jehovah have drawn the shortest straw? You like to think someone made the blimp that they're all in. You like to think someone wanted all their involvement. No God is better in the eyes of creation. Everyone's equal. We're all God's people. The wedge that they've driven between Christianity, Islam, and Judaism was a calamity. Why don't you see what a heathen may see? That if it's all whack, then just shed your beliefs long enough for relief, to accept yourself, to know your own purpose, like there's no one else. God will come back when you're ready for Him. God will come back when you've let go of sin. You're climbing the clouds and you sought after Primo, but if you ask me, you should settle for Nino. Brandy and cigars in a room with gentlemen. So it seems you've become prevalent. There's a little more if you're remaining relevant, and that's for you to shed your skin because you're far too devilish. Brandy and cigars in a room with gentlemen. So it seems you become prevalent. There's a little more if you're remaining relevant, and that's for you to shed your skin because you're far too devilish. Vinnie Paz, tell me how often you hear Him. You hear Allah's voice, but you're far from His serum. You can't possibly always hear Allah clearly. With everything evil you're saying and doing, the devil impersonates all deities. The party pooper of this whole jamboree. You wanted his debt, or so you had claimed, and wonder why you pose with guns to your brain. It's sickening, Vinnie. It's saddening, Vinnie. And based on my findings, it's maddening, Vinnie. You barked up the wrong tree by cursing the heavens. Allah promised you it was well within the budget, and not to disagree, since maybe you're the key for the Muslim world to finally receive prosperity. Just know all the while, cigars and brandy is what it's looking like till you oppress your family. Brandy and cigars in a room with gentlemen. So it seems you've become prevalent. There's a little more if you're remaining relevant, and that's for you to shed your skin because you're far too devilish. Brandy and cigars in a room with gentlemen. So it seems you become prevalent. There's a little more if you're remaining relevant, and that's for you to shed your skin because you're far too devilish.